So the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is not a foundation. It's a disguise of the IDF who are distributing food. Even though the chief of IDF, Saif, I think Saif is his name, didn't want to do this. He said it before publicly. Distributing food is not our job. When does armies distribute food? When they occupy it for a long period of time. And that is what Netanyahu wants. You know, all those media topics about Netanyahu wants to continue the Gaza war just for his own sake, for his coalition to survive, for his political future, blah, blah, blah. No. He wants to continue Gaza to occupy it for a long period of time, for always. He wants Gaza to be part of Israel. That's his main goal. Not about the coalition. That's nonsense, because those two are puppets of Netanyahu, Smotrich and Ben Gvir. It's not that they force Netanyahu to do something. They are puppets of Netanyahu. Anyways, who says that America supports this GHF? Who says that? The media says it, but based on what? Because Americans are working also in that foundation. That doesn't mean that Americans are working there. If that's true, it doesn't mean that the American state support this initiative. Actually, they don't. Netanyahu is saying that through his media to make it like to give it more legitimacy. Israel came with this topic about the lootings, but the interesting thing is that Hamas is not looting. That's nonsense. Israel is looting, or Israel-backed groups are looting, and this is what the United Nations said in their internal memos. It was in November 24 that the Washington Post published an article about that. I will show you that. 18 November 24. Gangs looting Gaza aid operate in areas under Israeli control, aid group says. Here, organized gangs are stealing much of the aid Israel allows into the enclave, operating freely in areas controlled by the Israeli military, according to aid group officials, humanitarian workers, transport companies, and witnesses. Then we go look. An internal United Nations memo have said this. Even though the United Nations knows this, why doesn't the spokesperson says this, or they never condemn it? You know, they always talk like fake languages. For instance, about the first image we saw when the GHF distributed food, we saw masses of people wanting some food, and the Secretary General of the United Nations, Guterres, have said it's heartbreaking. Not condemning, no, it's heartbreaking. He used language like that, or alarming, I'm shocked, but he never condemns it. And the heartbreaking was even not a written statement. He even didn't tweet about it. He said that through his spokesperson, Stefan Dujaricic. And they released their videos on YouTube. It hasn't many reach, far less than their account on X. So it's just a few thousand people around the world who sees this, and then he says those things. So no written statements, no tweets, nothing. Around a few days later, after the GHF distributed food, Israel has killed 6 security guards who were protecting the aid truck. First, some men with gun, they shoot to the truck, to the tires, to flat the tires. But Hamas has managed to protect the aid somehow. And after that, a drone came, killing the 6 men who were on top of the truck to protect it. And that's a big human crime. It's a big crime. Somebody needs to protect the aid, and of course it's Hamas, because they are the rulers still. They control Gaza. So, but again, the United Nations did not condemn it. I sent a mail regarding this issue to the spokesperson, the spokesperson of the United Nations. I will show you. I've sent here a mail, Stefan Dujarric. I need to say that the trucks are not allowed to be fully loaded by Israel. All the trucks come, they are only half full. Israel calls it a security measure, but it's part of their starvation policy. Look, and here's another question. This is very interesting to see. Listen.
Dr. Ala al-Najjar lost her 9 children in one shot. They were burned to death. And I think that's also, as you mentioned in your briefing, should be a heartbreaking development. However, I haven't seen any statement from any official, correct me, especially from Virginia Gamba and Catherine Russell, who deal with children. When some of those people rushed to issue a statement on the 2 diplomats killed in Washington, which is not in their mandate, but children in the heart of their mandate, yet such a crime passes without any statement, any condemnation from any UN official. I could be wrong, so please correct me.
These things do not pass without any mention. We mentioned it today. There is tragically a cavalcade of horrors going on in Gaza, and we condemn all killings of civilians.
Condemn it explicitly. We condemn the killings of 9 children of these doctors, a couple. We condemn it. He doesn't say that. Even Sigrid Kaag also doesn't condemn anything of the starvation policy of Israel. She doesn't mention Israel explicitly. What she calls it, we are against the privatization of aid. But it's not privatization of aid. The army is distributing food. That's not a privatization of aid.
Some of them linked to that notorious firm Blackwater. How concerning is that for you? Are you going to speak out against it?
Well, I think the UN has spoken very clearly as to what we consider alignment and compliance with international law. That speaks to our plan. I think the privatization of aid and the weaponization of aid is a very dangerous precedent. It doesn't only speak to the situation potentially in Gaza, but worldwide. And we have to look.
How you mean not only in Gaza? This is only happening in Gaza. So we see that the United Nations is complicit in the starvation policy of Israel, and that's it, what you can make of it, you know. Here is, we see here a truck which is half full. These are the images you get to see when they say trucks have entered Gaza. They are half full, but the media is not mentioning it. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Israel is doing this policy and nobody stops them. Actually, they're helping him. The United Nations is helping him. They're helping him. Well, they still lash out to the United Nations. It's unbelievable. Yes, these are the developments. I hope see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video, you learned something of it. Give it a like or a comment. Thank you. See you at the next video.